Welcome back. I'm Emily at Emily's podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels. This is an episode of the review of questions and answers, and this set of questions is from part 3, episode 5. Number 1. When your niece found the indent marks from the plot marker, or what may have been a plot marker, do you have the picture showing it there or not there? Answer. Yes, I do. I do have the pictures of the area and the early pictures that was taken too. In close-up pictures over the years, I have looked at pictures before and after the flood. There is no plot marker in the pictures where my niece found the plot marker indent. And I also found the pictures of proof that there was no headstone where they set the new headstone in 2019. There was no headstone in 1999 or up until 2015. So if they set in a lost headstone, they set it in the wrong area. The headstone is dated from 1992. 7 years before Megan was put to rest, west of the South Tree. Number 2. You say you met the city manager on March 28, 2016. In an Easter picture, it shows no tree. Then in the same year after the meeting at the cemetery with the city manager, then you had another meeting on May 6, 2016. When did the dirt pile appear? Answer. The day of the flood, May 7, 2015 to May 9, 2015, there's no tree. Easter 2016, as in pictures, you can see the rock on her headstone, the Easter egg stake in the ground, and the rabbit sitting on Megan's headstone. There is no tree there. Then the month of October, we put a pumpkin on her headstone as we have in pictures of the yearly holiday trinkets put on her headstone, but now there is a pile of dirt. From their claims, they cut down a tree, the South Tree. That never happened. Number 3. In September 2017, you spoke of an attorney talking to students at the college to compare the two trees to pictures to the existing tree. Did that ever happen? Answer. No. Just a flat out no. Number 4. When you probed the area, where did you find the North Tree location? Answer. Where I mentioned to the groundsman at the cemetery the day of January 18, 2019, where the North Tree sat. When my daughter probed that area, the probe went into the ground 6 to 8 inches, and my daughter said it at that time. I felt it when it hit. We probed that area on March 6, 2019. Number 5. I've noticed throughout the storyline, after you hired an attorney, there was a lot of stalling. A couple of times, the city even changed personnel and jobs. Why didn't the lawyer fight harder? Answer. Gosh, I wish he would have. In the city changing personnel and jobs, there was never no proof of that because we, my attorney and I, always dealt with Stan, the city manager, until Stan was in his early stages of retiring, I was told. Number 6. When did you check Google Earth to find the two trees? Answer. The first time my daughter and I checked on April 29, 2019, and the second time was on April 24, 2020. My niece had checked it then. The results were the same. Number 7. When did they start and finish the drain work in the cemetery? Answer. They staked the cemetery to do the work on August 23rd, 2019. They started the work on September 9th, 2019 in the southwest side of the cemetery. The work started in the cemetery in Babyland's 6th West area, Megan's area, on October 11th, 2019. And it looked to be, as in pictures, the work looked to be finished on November 11th, 2019, until the work on the East-West Street corner started on November 21st, 2019, to widen that corner. Number 8. When did you fire the attorney? Answer. December 4th, 2019. Number 9. Do you have documents, paperwork, letters in response to proof to this? Answer. Yes. Believe me, if this wouldn't have happened and wasn't true, this wouldn't be happening. Number 10. When did you find out the dark lines around the area they dug up the headstone in? When did you know they were trench auger lines? Answer. On October 24th, 2020, my granddaughter and grandson-in-law was visiting with me. We were looking at pictures and talking, and my grandson-in-law said, "Nana, do you know what these lines are?" I replied and said, "No. I know it doesn't look right, though." He told me they were trench auger lines. My granddaughter got online to look up the information on trench augers, and the lines matched right up. My granddaughter and I sat and cried in disbelief, and of course called them a few names, but who wouldn't? This set of questions is from Part 3, Episode 6. Number 1. The Bible you identified as Megan's having her name engraved, did the funeral director give that back to you in Megan's belongings? Answer. No, he did not. I wish he would have, though. Number 2. Has anyone seen any of the pictures pertaining to this? Answer. In the beginning of this, I showed pictures to the city, to my attorney, to several individuals in office, and the people who have helped me. So yes, there has been people who have seen the pictures. Number 3. When did the groundsman say he cut down a tree? Answer. At the meeting on April 6, 2016, the city manager asked him, "You cut down a tree?" The groundsman put his head down toward the tabletop and mumbled, "Uh-huh." Then when we went to the city manager said again, "They did cut down a tree, but where they pointed out that they cut the tree down at," a red flag popped up. There has not been a tree there. Number 4. Emily, this is horrible. They are horrible for for not wanting to do what is right. I'm so sorry. Not for you, for them. Answer. I agree. It is horrible. What they have done to Megan and to the rest of them. Yes, please don't be sorry for me. I know the truth always comes out. It has a way of finding its way out. Number 5. I just want to say I have the utmost respect for you, and I don't even know you. And here's why. You are not fighting for your own granddaughter. You are fighting for other granddaughters, grandsons, sons, daughters, moms, and dads. Emily, keep telling your story. Answer. Thank you for that. This was one of my favorite kind of compliments. Someone that doesn't know you can say the nicest thing. Please believe me, I am going to continue to tell Megan's story. That's the least I can do. She doesn't have a voice. The others don't have a voice, but I do. So I will tell the story 100%. Number 6. Do you think they will ever own up to this? Answer. I certainly hope they do. Why not? Why wouldn't they want to do the right thing, the moral thing? Number 7. Do you have the picture of Megan laying in her casket? Because that would show exactly what was in her casket with her. Answer. Yes, I do. That's what helped me identify what items were in there. And the pictures of the items in her photo album are memories we didn't get with her. Number 8. The senator you said you sent information and pictures to, when did you notify him and have you heard any more? Answer. I notified several individuals. The senator called me on May 16, 2016 at 10:57 a.m. I sent him the information he requested on May 17, 2016. But no, I have not heard any more. Number 9. The city admitted the headstones have been moved, and yet they have not moved them back to their resting place. Is that correct? Answer. That's correct. But this story has become so much more than the headstones being moved by floodwaters. It's the actions they took after they were contacted about the matter and throughout all of this. I've even read an excuse that people that were involved don't work here anymore. But in the end, I have the truth of the story and the pictures to prove it. Number 10. Emily, all I want to say is that lawyer shafted you, and that city should be ashamed of themselves, and any one of them could step up and admit what's wrong. Any one of you. Answer. Yes, I do agree. This set of questions is from Part 3, Episode 7. Number 1. From the beginning of you telling your concerns of this matter, they claimed the headstones have not been moved. But then you claim in January 2019 they handed an admission map to your lawyer to admit the headstones were moved. Is that correct? Answer. Yes, that is correct. Number 2. How do you know 100% that the existing tree is the south tree? Answer. I know 100% that the south tree, Megan's tree, because even after the north tree was cut out after a storm that cracked it in half, I sat under that south tree with Megan and the others for 5 years before the flood. And if you look at the tree root pattern, it is the same as the picture taken in 1999, the early 2000s, on and into 2000s to the existing tree. Compare the pictures. And because I know with all my heart. Number 3. In June 2017, you called the city attorney to ask him in conversation, when will you call me back? He replied, I won't, but someone will. Has anyone reached out to you? Answer. No. Number 4. Emily, just to inform you, others, the lady in the city office, water does move headstones. The lady in the office was incorrect. Answer. Yes, I know water moves headstones, And it did. Number 5. When did you say you probed the area of where they say they cut down that tree? Answer. May 5th, 2018. We probed. We found no stump, and I took pictures of the different levels the probe went into the ground. We also probed where the tree would have stood if ever a tree was in that area. No stump there either. Number 6. Thank you, Emily. You are awesome. Answer. You're welcome, and thank you. Number 7. When you handed the pictures to your attorney of the probing, what did he think? Answer. When I took the pictures into his office on July 24, 2018, he was not in. So I'm not sure what he was thinking. He didn't really mention too much about it, except when he told the city manager at the city that they did a really good job at cutting that tree out because there weren't any roots. We probed. Well, he didn't probe. My daughter and I did. But he is correct. There was no stump. Then the probing came up again because he wanted me to probe the area where I thought the north tree stood at one time. I couldn't probe that area at that time because of the cemetery being flooded and soppy wet. But we did probe March 6, 2019. Number 8. When did the city manager job go from one person to another of who was caring for this issue? Answer. June 27, 2018, my attorney said we were not dealing with Stan, the city manager, anymore. The city manager now is Steve. Then on August 7, 2018, the city manager job went back to Stan. Number 9. When your attorney mentioned filing litigations, why didn't he? Answer. I can't answer that. Why didn't he? I would like to ask him too. Why didn't he file the emergency injunction? He had us notarized to stop them from digging the cemetery to fix the drains until they took care of Megan's case. To fix the drains after all these years of it flooding the way it does. And it so conveniently got fixed months before they were to dig the headstone up. The attorney neglected to file that paper. Number 10. In this case, why wasn't the attorney talking to the city attorney? And the city manager, not just the city manager? Answer. I'm not sure. The first time my attorney mentioned anything about the city attorney was on February 25th, 2019, because the city manager was forgetting conversations and phone calls to call us back, and I do not have any acknowledgement that my attorney called the city attorney. This set of questions is from Part 3, Episode 8 of Questions and Answers. Number 1. Your lawyer had said he and the city manager were going to set 3 different dates to meet to talk about the laws about the matter. Then the time of the 3 weeks passed, and what happened? Did they meet? Answer. March 29, 2019, my attorney mentioned the meetings, but at the end of the 3 weeks, it was so disappointing to find out there were no meetings, no dates set, no nothing. Number 2. On May 13, 2019, the meeting you had at the City Hall, who attended? Answer. Myself, my attorney, the old city manager, the new city manager, the city attorney, and a woman was also there. Number 3. What day did you notarize the emergency injunction, and do you have a copy of that notary? Answer: August 27, 2019. And yes, I do have the copies of the notary. Number 4. What day did they start the drain work in the cemetery at Babyland 6 West? Answer: October 11, 2019. Number 5. When were they done with the work on the drains at the cemetery? Answer: It looked to be around November 6, 2019. I pulled into the cemetery and a man was blowing the dirt off the grass in the street. Then 2 weeks after they were done, they set a date to dig up the headstone a week later, till they started the work on November 21st, 2019 to widen the east-west street corner. The east of Megan, 4 days before we were to dig. That's when the dark lines appeared. Number 6. When did you visit the funeral home to talk to Nancy, and what was on the list of belongings? Did she give you a list, right? Answer: Yes, she did give me a list. On the list were 3 items: an angel pendant, a blanket, the liner to the casket. We went to talk to Nancy on December 2nd, 2019, after the Thanksgiving weekend. Number 7. When did you hear from the news station? Answer: February 10th, 2020 at 4:34 p.m. The news station called. I sent him information and pictures on February 11th, 2020, as he had asked. Number 8. When you took the picture on November 22nd, 2019 of the area, did you see the dark lines then? Answer: No, I didn't see the dark lines until after the afternoon of the digging. When we got home, I viewed the video. I saw the dark lines. We went back out to the cemetery that same evening to pick up the dirt clumps they poured the water out onto that was in the casket. I took pictures of the area then, and the dark lines were visible. I took pictures to match them up to see when the dark lines appeared. No dark lines in July 2019, not in October 2019, either or years before. But now, on November 22nd, 2019, is when the lines are visible in the area and stayed visible. Number 9. When your attorney wanted you to come into his office on the afternoon of November 27, 2019, to view Google Earth, a task that had already been done, why didn't you go? Answer: The next day was Thanksgiving, and I had family members arriving from out of state, and I was advised not to go. So I didn't. I didn't go to repeat something that had been already done, and that's why my niece, Jen, double-checked Google Earth the second time on November 24, 2020. The results were the same as the first, so I'm not sure what his reasonings were. Number 10. Seeing orbs in the picture at the cemetery, I would recommend a psychic. When you take pictures now to this day, do you see the orbs? Answer: Thank you for your advice. I may still get a psychic. And yes, I'm still taking pictures. I still see orbs at times. In fact, just Saturday, July 1st, 2023, there is an orb in the picture. Thank you for listening. Stay kind with your words.